Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now in today's video, a quick unboxing. This here is the Kubey Knives KB310. Now this particular variant, an upgrade over some of the other KB310 models. This one here is going to be pretty nice. It strikes the perfect balance between the more premium versions and the budget versions, so an interesting offering here from Kubey. Now as we get into it, Kubey's packaging always pretty straightforward, but you can see here coming nicely wrapped, a simple box, and opening it up. This packaging actually to me seems to be a little bit nicer than it has been in the past. Seems like they've actually been putting just a little bit more time into development, and at this point a little bit more premium. Now I say all the time, I'm not really necessarily a stickler for packaging, but you know when a company's paying attention to the packaging, they're paying attention to the product inside. Comes with a warranty card, cleaning cloth, and the knife itself, which again here is the Kubey Knives KB310, but the key being this is the G variant. Remember, there are different models in the lineup, this one here being the G. So the G variant, a little more upgraded over the other models. And the reason why I say that, well, when you look close, M390. So this is interesting where it's a G10 handle material, yet at the same time, the M390 steel. Generally speaking, and of course I'm saying generally, the M390 typically coming on more the titanium frame models, but here the purple G10, which is cool because I don't personally have any knives in purple G10. So the purple here with that nice gray finish on the blade, really cool. Now the nice thing too, this pocket clip, very nice. You can see it matches perfectly with the blade. So where you get that purple and then the gray blade, then the gray on the clip, it is very nice. Generally speaking, how does this fit in the hand? Literally perfect. As you look here, just a real nice fit in the hand, feels very comfortable. But the interesting thing, and I've looked at this designer in the past, this is Max to Chuck. Now, I'm not incredibly familiar with this particular designer, but I know that he has done a number of models at this point with Kubey. Now this is going to be somewhat of a modified design. It's right in between a modified Tonto and sort of like that reverse Tonto design, sort of a sheep's foot, Warncliffe style. Really cool. I actually think this is an incredibly functional blade design, and the nice thing when you look at the thumb and how it indexes on top, just about perfect, and you actually on top of that end up with a finger choil. Now I do typically like finger choils on this. It's a little bit undersized, but not a big deal. It can work. If you're not careful, you may get a little bit bit, but I'm not too concerned with it. I don't find that to be too much of a problem. I think that should work out just about fine. And you can definitely get way up on the blade for some of those alternate cutting tasks, which I like. So this is going to be extremely controlled, comfortable in the hand, and it's going to allow you to do some detailed work. In terms of the lockup, very good. That's about perfect, right in that 30% mark for a liner lock, and in my opinion, that's just about right where you want it, so that works out very well. And the flipper tab, pretty easy to get on. Generally speaking, nice action, good blade weight, and for the most part, reasonably fidget friendly, which is going to be nice, so pretty easy to get on. That's a real nice action overall. In terms of detent, you can fail it, but not too concerned with that. It pretty much has a fairly nice snap, and that's between the detent and the actual weight of the blade, so just about where you'd want it. Now with that finger hole, you can definitely get on it. Not too big of a deal, actually solid. That works well. With the thumb, it's not quite as comfortable, but you can do it. And in terms of the thumb, definitely easy to slow roll. Now, all of Kubey's knives typically running on bearings, so this is going to be a liner lock with the bearings. Very smooth. Kubey's action always solid. I don't ever have any issues with any of my Kubey knives, and the centering just about perfect. You'll notice this is an open design, so it has some standoffs and very easy to clean. Getting inside, you can use, cotton swabs or something like that to easily keep this clean. And looking inside, there is some skeletonizing, so pretty straightforward there. Couple little last design aesthetics. There is some mild jimping on top, and actually it feels really good. Perfect fit, nice and indexing well, and that just feels really nice on my thumb. It's not overly aggressive, but it's grippy enough that it does aid in purchase on the knife. Now, as far as the design aesthetic on the G10 itself, has a little bit of a pattern, pretty straightforward, and everything chamfered on all of the edges. Feels really nice, and looking at the hardware here, does appear to be T8s on the pivot screw and also T8s on the clip and the body as well. Now, from a general standpoint, I think it's interesting that they opted to go with G10 handles and then upgrade the steel. Again, you don't often see that, and that is kind of a nice thing. If you're somebody who's looking for that middle ground, sort of a mid-priced production knife, you're going to get the quality in the steel, yet save still a little bit of money on G10, and G10 is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it, and the only real difference being, of course, with the G10, you end up with a liner lock versus that full frame lock on a titanium frame design. But all in all, pretty cool being in purple. Again, I don't personally have any knives in purple, so this is really, for me, the only one that I have, and that is what you get in this G variant. And so with that, a look at the Kubey Knives KB310G. Just a quick look, first impression and unboxing. Again, Max to Chuck. Interesting designer, always has cool blade shapes. The blade shapes that I've looked at, very, very functional, yet a little bit different than what we've come to know. And I think this blade shape here is fantastic. I love the reverse tanto. That to me is just about the perfect shape. This is going to be a processing machine. So if you had to, rip through packaging and cardboard, which is, pretty typical for the EDC folding knife, this is going to be a stellar performer. I love the unsharpened swedge. I love the fact that it gets to a fairly refined tip, but then it's got plenty of belly, and just having that finger choil, even though it's a little bit small, definitely gives you some control for those detailed tasks. And so again, I'd like to say thank you very much to the people at Kubey Knives for providing this full review. And for the rest of you, if you like this content, do me a favor, take a look at my Outer Limitless 2 channel, which is more on the tactical and firearm side of things. At this point, that channel is growing quickly, so if you like what you see here on Outer Limitless, do me a favor and check me out on Outer Limitless 2. So alright guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.